Disclaimer, I'm not a physiotherapist or sports psychologist, I'm just an athletic trainer, so these are merely my opinions based on my current knowledge. We know that Ben Simmons has had an interesting journey in the NBA, to say the least. After being the #1 pick in the 2016 NBA draft, he missed his entire rookie season because of a broken 5th metatarsal bone in his right foot, which is the same injury that Zion Williamson just had for last season, and I've done a breakdown of him, so you can check that on the channel, click up here and in the description below. He's also suffered different injuries, including 6 back injuries prior to the one that he suffered before getting his trade to Brooklyn. However, despite these injuries, he has generally been available for a lot of games, and unlike my previous player breakdowns, his physical attributes haven't ever been in question. Now, Ben Simmons critics have focused more on his ability to shoot the basketball, particularly from free throws and three-point range, especially after his infamous last game for Philly, where he passed up the opportunity in Game 7 against Atlanta to either score a layup or dunk it because apparently he was too scared to go to the line, and they ended up losing. With the expectation of being a #1 pick franchise player, combined with the ever-evolving game of basketball, he's not ever going to be able to escape this criticism. When you look at the numbers and compare his college stats to his NBA stats, his percentages from free throw and three-point land are pretty much similar, which suggests that he's playing the same way he always has, which is the reason he was drafted, but there are probably areas of improvement for him. However, when you do an eye test of him, it seems that his confidence has been knocked because he doesn't even seem to want to attempt these shots anymore just because of all the noise from the media. Now, personally, I think it's difficult to assess skill level without considering psychological factors. For example, take TJ Warren, aka the 2020 bubble MVP. Without the pressure of a packed arena, he was able to ball out of his mind. And is that because he didn't have that skill level? I don't think so, because we were all in a pandemic. It's not like he had access to a gym, or he might as an NBA player, but he didn't suddenly get so much better than every single NBA player. He just had less pressure on him, so he was able to express it differently, and his confidence was improved. Well, that's my guess anyway. Similarly, when looking at Ben Simmons' shoot, I don't see anything in his form that looks crazy, and he does tend to look quite relaxed when he shoots. So if by some miracle Ben Simmons watches this video and decides he wants to, drop me a little bag or something to train him this off-season, then I'd be looking to incorporate psychological training methods into his shooting sessions. There are studies showing a positive relationship between mindfulness training and performance because it helps to alleviate anxiety and make you feel more relaxed. So in the warm-up, before we get into the shooting session, I'd be trying to do a bit of this with Ben, combining it with a bit of imagery work and breath control so that he's ready to go into the session in a relaxed state. And then whilst we're doing this in the warm-up, I would want him to have a word or two associated with the feeling of being relaxed during this warm-up, so that whenever he gets into the session, he can remind himself of this word, and that should hopefully take him back to that relaxed state where he's a bit less anxious about shooting, should that be his issue. Then during the shooting workout, I would want him to react the same way to made shots and missed shots via a psychological concept called self-talk, which does what it says on the tin. It's just talking to yourself. Now, whether that self-talk happens out loud or just in his head doesn't really matter to me. It's just a case of it being consistent so that he's never too high on a make or too low on a miss. And that way he can maintain that state of flow so that he's just shooting freely and relaxed. And then hopefully incorporating these kind of techniques into his shooting sessions should give him more confidence in taking the shots, and then in games he'll start to make them more frequently too. If you like this breakdown and want to train with me, then head over to www.elitesmartathletes.com to get yourself a free vertical jump workout, and you can also check out the online training programs too. But until next time, stay blessed.